Hello everyone, this is Mooney from PROPO. Thank you for watching PROPO TV. Well, I have visited Rota Live in Germany as well as a recent trip to US for Toledo Week Signals. I had an opportunity meeting end consumers and I was very surprised that so many people came to me and gave me a good compliment over a Forza video. Thanks to all of you who came to me, I felt so good about it. So now I continue taking series of Forza video again. Well, I'm not sure how it'll be, but I'll try my best since I'm a Mr. One Hit Wonder. Well, I would like to explain about assembly. Before assembly, I would like to show you how it is packed in the box. Well, this is a box, comes with the Forza. Let me show you how it is inside. All the essential parts are pre-assembled, packed in here quite neatly, and there's a motor, tail grip, swash, rotor head, and this box includes the canopy, blade holder, skids, and so on and so forth. And instruction manuals are included also. Rotor blades are included in this box. Okay, this is the assembly manual for the Forza 450, and there are some precautions written in the front pages of the manual, so please read them very carefully to follow all the instructions. Okay, well, let's start assembling the Forza, and before assembling we'll need some tools to build. So here are the tools I would like to explain you briefly. This is a sandpaper. We use metric system, so this is a 1.5 millimeter hex driver. This is 2.0 millimeter hex driver, 5 millimeter spanners, ruler, and digital pitch gauge. And it is also convenient to have one of our JR optional tools such as link driver, universal link trimmer, and link pliers. Okay, let's start building, but before building I would like to explain you that all the bags are labeled as step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Each step are precisely labeled on the bag, so it should be very easy to understand. Okay, let's put the servo horn to the swash servos. This is a swash servo, and this is servo inner serration. It's this is the part where the servo horn sticks, so let me put this in. It's not explained in the manual, but you will need to put some thread lock, just a little bit like that, and put this on to the servo. And be sure that the servo horn doesn't turn around. This might damage the gears, so be careful tightening it, just like that. So this is how you assemble the servo horn to the servo. Okay, let's put the joint ball to the servo horn. Use this 2 millimeter hex driver and put just a little bit of thread lock onto the thread. Just a little bit, don't put too much. And this is servo horn, so put this on and just tighten it, and just like that. And also the fixing screw, tighten screw, just has to be put it on first. So this is a 1.5 millimeter screw, so use this, and again use the thread lock. Just a little bit of amount, put it on, and you only need to put it on temporarily, so don't over tighten it. You won't be able to fit it in. So okay, let's put the servo horn to the swatch servo. This is a servo horn, so just a temporarily fix, so don't need to tighten up. If it doesn't fall off, I think that'll be fine. So if it falls, just tighten a little bit. Don't over tighten it. You will make an adjustment later, so just put it on like that. Don't need to tighten like this. Should be okay. Let me go on to next step. This is a servo mount. This is the upper one. Ball bearing is already pre-assembled. It's all screwed in. This is the bottom one. It's slightly larger than the top one. It's also ball bearing is already installed, screwed in, so don't need to do anything. You'll put the cross member. There's only one side, so it's very easy. Just put it in, just like that. There's a 4 cross members, so put these 4 in the servo mount. And servo mount is apparently it is a ball bearing case for the main shaft. So the top one, the JL logo on the top, so this is the top. And the bottom, there's a JL logo there too, so this is how it fitted in, just like that. And in the bag, there's several tapping screw included in the bag. It may be confusing, so these 6 screws here, it's M2 screws. There's 6 of them. This will be to fix the servo. Okay, let me put the swatch servo onto the servo mount. This is main shaft bearing hub as well. The top part, this is the top part, and servo horn should be in this location. You need some trick. You have to hold the servo mount with one hand and you screw M2 10mm, put it in to the plastic, goes right in, but don't over tighten it. You don't want to damage the servo mount, so don't over tighten it, just like that. And this side too, hold it just right, just like that. Okay, this is how it fits. Okay, well, 3 of the servo is now assembled on the servo mount, as well as the main shaft ball bearing housing, and just screw just like that. Don't over tighten, but fix firmly. And this is a complete. Next step is the put the servo horn to the rudder servo. This is a rudder servo horn. As you see, this is a little smaller than the swatch servo. There's a direction, there's a clamp goes inside, so ball joint goes on the top on this side, so be careful. And put the 2mm hex in the ball joint and apply very little amount of Loctite and right through, just like that, and tight. Also the 1.5, put the thread lock and put this on, just like that. This is the rudder servo. It's already installed with the servo horn inner, but you'll have to put this on. Final gear is with the plastic, so you will have to use a Phillips screw, and it is important to put the absorber rubber onto the mount. There's a direction of the rubber mount. There's like a wall, you see? This goes outside, don't go put it on inside. This goes outside, so just like that. Put another one like this. Go on the other side like this. Make sure that the wall goes outside, just like that. Let me put the rudder servo mount to the rudder servo. As you see, it's already installed on this side. The PROPO logo you see on the bottom side of the mount lug. It's placed here. Don't put it on sideways like this. You won't be able to fit it in because the screw hole are different. So this side should be the right side. This is the servo set plate. This goes onto the servo together with the servo mount. Put the servo horn right on. It moves around, so temporarily fix the servo horn by tying it a little bit. Don't over tighten it. Just temporarily fix, just like that. For the rudder servo, some micro servo can be also installed, so there's a extra screw included in the kit, so this can be used. And also some of the JR servo is capable to install one of our sub-trim horns, so you can use this, or other servo can use the original servo horns. Okay, mainframe. These are the mainframe. There's no difference between right or left, so it doesn't matter what side. This side is already installed, but let me put the left hand side. Put the M2.5 in this hole here as shown. Put the screw right through. Hold it on your left hand. It doesn't matter right or left. And put the thread lock just a little bit, tiny bit. Don't put too much. And body catch. This is a part. You put it on. Screw it in. We explained in the manual to use the 5mm spanner, but this might be very difficult to find in the tool shop. So it is advisable to use spanner. However, it can be replaced as needle pliers as shown. You can just use this as a spanner and tie it on like that. So this is it. Okay, put the rudder servo onto the main frame left. This is a left, this is a right. Body catch is on right hand side. This is a right frame. This is a left frame. You need to put the rudder servo on the left hand side. There's several holes there. You use first one and third one. These are the holes you use. So you will be using slotted hole right here, two of these here, and the two hole right here on this side. The ones on the inner part, this is for the sub-micro servo mounting. Use this hole right here and this one. I'll show you how to do it. Use the M2.6 tapping screw. Maybe easier to put on the front first. Be sure to fix the screw tightly. Don't turn too hard, it'll strip the plastic. So this is how it looks. Before installation of the components to the carbon frame, I want you to take a sandpaper and sand the sharpened edge. This will avoid from damaging the harness, tags or servo leads. I will assemble the tailpipe holder. You will have to put the cross member on each hole. There's 4 of them. So put these through. And this will complete the tailpipe holder. This part will be added to the rear part of the frame. So this is a completion of the main frame. I have already put all the screws, so this is how it looks. I want you to be careful that those parts which is plastic, you'll have to use the tapping screw. Where is the cross member across with the aluminum, you'll have to use a standard bolt. For those who's using the separate sensor unit for the 3-axis gyro, you'll have to install the additional gyro mount onto the frame when you're assembling. Gyro mount already have a mounting boss here, so this has to be assembled together. For those people using Tags Mini, you'll have to put the cross member as shown here to be put it here like this. So assembling the main gear, this is a front pulley. This goes into the main gear right here. There's a hole in, and there's a boss that goes right into the hole like this. This is how it looks. Okay, putting on the main gear, be sure that the front pulley side goes on the bottom like this. This should be bottom, and put the main shaft from the top. There's a collar go through in the pulley and the main gear. The hole sometimes rotates around, so be sure to align the hole, hold it, and put the bolt like this. And there's a nylon lock nut. This nut goes in there, maybe using plier to put the lock nut securely tighten. Then now put the shaft collar. It's a little aluminum piece like this. Maybe easier to put the set screw first, then tighten up, and put the shaft collar like this. And you have to push it down, then you will have to push up the main gear. You have any slack gap in between, this will cause the trouble with the ball bearing or vibrations. This would not be good for the helicopter, so be sure not to put any gap in between. And tighten up the thread lock on the set screw just a bit, just a temporary fit first, and now rigidly fix it again. Push it up and put the collar down. You don't really see how it's going, but I'm pushing up and down at the same time, and that's it. So now putting on the battery mount. So this is a battery mount. This is a shape like this. This goes right in here. It shouldn't be that hard. Goes fit right in. And using a tapping screw, there should be 5 on each side, total 10. This goes in. So completed with installation of battery mount. As I told you, there should be 5 on each side, total 10 tapping screws fitted in like this. This is how it goes. Then now Go on to landing gear. Put with the carbon bottom plate. Looks like this. There's our canopy catch. It's located here. This should be on the front side. Fit it in like this. Align the hole correctly. Should be fit in just one position, so shouldn't be aligned correctly. And there's a 3 bottom plate adapter. There's a boss that fits right into the carbon plate to the hole, so it shouldn't be any difficult. And there's a screw, 3 screw we use. The front and back you use a M2 by 10. These are 10 millimeter. In the center you use 2 by 6 smaller screws to be fitted. Okay, then put the screw on the landing gear. For the M2 by 10, for the washers, don't forget to put them in for both front and rear. Screw it in. Now putting on the landing gear, everything fitted in to the mainframe like this. There should be 3 holes on each side. Should be 6. Front 2 part should be using tapping screw. Use the 4 goes on the front and the middle. On the rear, you'll have to use the joint ball screw. This should be going here. This is to put the tail brace on the back. There should be a rod end located here, so it'll be connected. Okay, so overall assembly is complete on the mainframe. There are many small screws, but this is considering the lighter the helicopter. So now go on to swatch plate assembly. You will have to prepare 3 linkage. This is already assembled. The total length from end to the end, the distance should be 47 millimeter. You will have to use a ruler. It would be nice if you have a slide caliper. Set it as 47 millimeter. You will need 3 of them assembled. So those 3 linkage has been complete with the correct distance, 47 millimeter. Putting onto the swatch plate on the rear end first. If you don't put it in, you won't be able to put it in on the main shaft. So put this linkage first. Slide down like this and put the both linkage on the right and left as shown. So now putting on the linkage to the servo ball joint. It's very narrow spacing, so it's very difficult to put this assembly. So it would be nice to have one of these universal link plier. This will snap right in, but also you can use the needle plier to put it in. So now putting on the main blade holder. Main blade holder looks like this. And there's a hole. You'll see the hole in the main shaft. Align them together using bolt. Another side you will use the nylon lock nut. Fit them tightly. Okay, so rotor head assembly has been installed and being fixed with the cap bolt. And now you want to connect the linkage to the top swash ball joint here, so it's complete now. And I'd like to make a note on the screw right here. If you want to make a maintenance, changing heads and everything, please use the brand new cap bolt, the screw, because there might be some metal fatigue causing a bolt to be broken, so please replace with new one. So now go on to tail slide ring installation. This is the tail pitch control lever. It's made out of plastic. You gotta be very careful screwing the joint ball screw right here. This will be screwed from the bottom to go here. Don't over tighten. It's easy to strip off the plastic. So there will be a part attached to this pitch control lever. Install a shield ball bearing. These two of them here, top and bottom, two of them. Also tail slide link pin. These two very small pins, so it's kind of hard to see. So tail slide link pin goes here and here. These two. So I put the ball joint from the bottom, two ball bearings, shielded bearings already installed here. So now I'll put the tail slide ring pin. This is a very small pin and it has a screw on the top. So what you have to do is you have to screw this to the recess here. So screw this in. Again, you gotta be very careful, screw this in, because this is a plastic, so don't over tighten it, don't break the plastic, just like that. So now tail pulley case assembly here. Now you want to put the pitch lever control to here, but as you see, this will not fit. So what you have to do is pulley base, twist it and turn it to a place. It's very difficult, but shouldn't be that hard. Like that. It's in now. It won't go anywhere now. So now put the screw in. Apply a little bit of thread lock again. Just a bit. And put right here. Just like that. Secure that screw is fully fit. So pitch control lever has been installed as shown. Please note that there's a direction. The ball should be on the bottom. This is the top side. There's a JL logo on the top. On the bottom, there's a ball joint. So now install the tail slide ring assembly. This is all pre-assembled, so don't need to do anything. You'll just slide right in. I'll show you how to do it. You will have to slide it as you go. Slide the tail lever in the groove. It's not so hard to do it, so just like that. So now put the tail blade holder assembly to the output shaft. Use the output shaft. There's a little recess cut off, as you see. This is where the set screw fits in. So let me put this in. There's a hex driver. Set it with the set screw. Put the thread lock. Put it in. Be sure that set screw sits in the recess. You'll feel it. So, just like that. So the tail blade holder assembly has been installed. Now you want to connect it to the tail slide ring. This is very precise work again, so you got to be very careful with the direction. Tail blade holder should be in this direction, so the tail slide ring plastic part will comes in, and use the brass collar. This goes in the slot and screwed it in. So the tail blade holder has been screwed in the tail slide ring. Very small bolts are now fixed. So this is how it looks. So now put the tail rotor blade. There's a direction, so this is the right direction. You'll see the top side, and this is the right direction, and this will be the side, just like this. After that, you will use the bolt to fix it. You'll apply the thread lock, put it in, be sure to fit correctly. So now the tail blade has been fit it in. Be sure that tail blade moves slightly, lightly with your fingers like this, but shouldn't be moved around when you rotate around. This is good. So slightly moves around. This is how it should be secured. Okay, well, tail pulley case is completed as it is, and we're gonna put the tail boom. There's a hole. This is a rear, and there's a slit here. This is on the front side. This was the helicopter, and particle fin will fit in, and the tail rod guide will fit it in between the tail brace where the carbon horizontal fin fits in. There is another rod guide exists, but this will go in the front side. So now we have to put the belt through the tail boom. It's kind of difficult to put through the belt to the pipe, so I'm going to be using tail control rod. I'm going to use this as a tool to put the belt through the pipe. Stick the tape around it and put the tail boom right through it. Don't forget the direction. There's a hole. That's the rear. So you'll put right through it. And got it. This is how you put the belt. Okay, now putting on the tail control rod. First you have to put the tail rod guide, which didn't put it on at the last procedure. So front part should be placed here, and what is important is to put the distance in between these two in certain lengths. The front part from the tip from the tail pulley case to the rod guide within 85 millimeter. From the rear tail rod guide to the front part, this distance should be 190 millimeter. So keep this distance in correct length. Also, it is important to put the set screw on both rod guide, but don't tighten them yet. We need to adjust the control rod adjustment, so just temporarily fix them. Now we're gonna put the control rod. The universal link should be attached within the depth of 7 millimeter. It is already attached, so let's put this in. Very easy. And now I have to put the another universal link at the same depth of 7 millimeter, just like that. Okay, be sure to set the tail rod guide with the set screw. Fit it in, fit it tightly, don't let it move. So final integration of a tail boom to the main frame. You have to check the belt. Be sure that the belt is not twisted inside. You can move the belt like this and you will see the tail rotor moving back and forth, and you can check that it's moving correctly. You have to twist the belt anti-clockwise. This will put it onto the front pulley, so this will how it moves. So now putting on the tail boom to the main frame. Before I might have explained that to tighten these screws on the tail boom holder, but this has to be loosened up in order to put it in. So please unscrew these bolts again. There's a 4 on each side, total 8. So this has to be loosened up in order to put the tail boom. So the tail boom has been putting onto the mainframe. Now the tail rotor will move around by the gear. Front pulley is hooked with the belt. So check the front pulley that is moving smoothly and fix these screws, and I will explain the final adjustment right before the flight. So now putting on the tail control rod linkage to the rudder servo. There's a servo horn, there's a ball joint. We'll connect the universal link from control rod, put this on. You have to place the servo horn in 90-degree angle. Adjust the tail control guide in order to move the control rod move smoothly. What you have to do is, there's a seal ball bearing on the control lever, and there's a ball joint. This line has to be put in 90-degree angle against the tail boom. Adjustment of the control length should be carried out by putting the universal link by putting in or putting out. Don't make the control rod warping. Make it straight and adjust the control guide by moving it, so don't give any tension. Should be moved smoothly, and fix the set screws. So now we proceed to motor assembly. I will show you what's supplied in the kit. This is the motor, pinion gear. As explained in the previous video, this is included with the one-way bearing. This is a pinion stopper, comes with the set screw. These are the cap screw to mount to the motor mount, and these are the bolts for the mounting to the frame. And I want you to be careful with this motor mount. There are two holes drilled. These are the 3mm drill hole, and these are 2.6mm drill hole. You won't be using these 3mm. We will only use 2.6mm drill hole. Now we assemble the motor mount to the motor. These are the motor mount I explained. We're going to be using 2.6mm hole. There's a hole on the side. This is to mount to the frame. Be sure that wire is on this side, and motor mount should be placed this way. So let me put the screw, apply a little bit of thread lock, and another one, put a little bit, securely tight, just like that. So putting on the pinion gear to the motor, this is the pinion gear. Pinion gear should be inserted this way. Before putting on, be sure that motor shaft is clean. Don't leave any dirt or anything on the shaft. Just clean it off like this and put it in. Just like that. Snap right in. There's a gap in between, so you want to put all the way in. To fix a pinion, we use the stopper. So insert it right in. Apply a little bit of thread lock. Make sure don't leave any gap in between the stopper and pinion. Don't leave any slack. Just like that. So now putting on the motor to the helicopter, I want you to watch out the motor wire. It should be in front. Put it like this. And these are the mounting holes at the motor mount. And these are the holes for the frame. There's another hole on the other side. So now you see the motor is already mounted to the frame of the helicopter. These are the two slotted holes to mount the motor. These slotted hole is to make the adjustment of the motor comes from front or back to adjust the backlash. I would like to explain something about the backlash. The backlash is a gap in between main gear and pinion gear. There's a gap in between these gears. To adjust these gap in between gears, you'll have to slide the motor to the front or to the rear to obtain sufficient amount of gap. As a guide, you'll use copy paper, slip between these gears. This will be the sufficient amount of gap. So as a guide, we'll cut the piece of paper. And put the paper in between the gears. We just insert it, slip right in, slightly move around the main gear so it'll catch on the gears. Now you push the motor mount and screw this motor mount. There's a 2 on each side, so there should be 4 screws. Be sure to apply a little bit of thread lock. So this is the completion of Forza 450 assembly, but I still need to put some more components to fly this machine. I will have to put receiver, ESC, 3-axis gyro, battery of course. So I'll explain that on next video. Hasta la vista, baby.